Welcome all to another lecture in our series of anti-money laundering in the world of risk. This is based on one of the most interesting topics out there, trade-based money laundering, and we have also compiled a few questions that has been asked in the interviews because I could not get many questions, so there are a few in the last. So please keep watching the video till the end, and if you want to skip directly to the questions and you know about the TBML, then you can go ahead and skip to the last. Also, guys, please remember to subscribe. With your help, we are growing, and thank you. So let's get on. So what is trade? This is just a gist. So trade means voluntary exchange of goods and services between different economic factors or actors. So basically, the point to remember here is the voluntary exchange. It should not be like someone is forcing you to exchange. That is not a trade. So it should be voluntary, and there should be ultimate goal should be fulfillment of necessities. Like you should have some necessity, and then the other party should have some necessity. So hence you are exchanging or trading the things. Trade can happen over neighborhoods, geographies, friends, relatives, anyone. If these conditions are met, then it can be known as trade. And also, there should be this voluntary exchange. So remember, this is trade. So why I included this slide was because in one of the interviews, they started with this question, like, what do you understand by trade? So I thought I'll include this topic. So let's go into the next section. So what is TBML or trade-based money laundering? So trade-based money laundering is kind of a money laundering or an way of laundering money that is used by the criminals and all those, where illicit funds are disguised through trade transactions which are legitimate in nature. So in normal money laundering, we see that illegal funds are being converted into good funds, and it is moved through financial systems and everything. Here, what happens is that illicit funds are tried to be converted into good money, or say clean money, or say clean funds, but the method here used is trade. So this involves like manipulation of the value, volume, or type of goods traded internationally or locally, whatever, to move money across borders without detection. So remember, the difference between a TBML and the normal money laundering is, in TBML, basically money is converted from bad to good via trade sources or trade transactions. So this is one of the points to be remembered. So let's now get on to the next. What are the methods that is used in TBML? So there are certain methods that have been seen that is used commonly. The first is over or under invoicing. So in these methods, the value of goods on invoices is manipulated. So as you know that whenever we purchase goods or say there is any transaction of goods, invoice is generated, like it contains the amount of quantity of goods and what is the per unit price for that goods and the total amount that needs to be generated from that invoice. So there are two ways is which is the over invoicing and under invoicing. So what is over invoicing? Over invoicing is like when, say for example, there is a good which actual worth is say $1 or 1 rupee or some 1 unit of the currency. However, you have gone ahead and made a invoice of 100 rupees or $100. So here basically you have over invoiced the actual value of the good. So this is how one of the method in which TBML is done. The second is under invoicing. Now, under invoicing means same. If the worth of that good is say 100 points in your currency, or say dollar or rupee, whatever, and you have made a kind of invoice of say $1 or 1 rupee. So this is also over invoicing and under invoicing examples. So what is the benefit basically of over invoicing and under invoicing? So what happens, say party A and party B is present. Now party A wants to move the illegal money to party B, but for certain reasons they cannot move it through the financial system. So what party B does is party B contacts party A and tells them that, okay, do one thing, you send me say 100 crores worth of goods, but take only say do the invoicing of say only 50 crores. So what happens is goods will reach to that person B, he will sell off that goods, and the remaining 50 crores will be the illegal money that he gets. Now in under invoicing what happens is the party A will go ahead and make an invoice of say 50 crores, or say 50 crores, and then the party B gets the goods of 100 crores. So here party B is in profit, like 50 crores is the party B's profit. So this is basically what is under invoicing. Now what is over invoicing? Say party A selling goods worth of 100 CR, but he is making the invoice of 200 CR and giving it to party B. So party B is giving him 100 CR more or 100 crores more, where the value of the goods is only say half of that. So that's how party A and party B gets benefited from these under invoicing and over invoicing. Now, next is the misinterpretation of quantity or quality. Now, this is important because you know that highest quality goods have higher prices, and also quantity. High quantity means high prices. So, in this method, what happens? Again, let's say we take example of party A and party B. So, here, say party A is sending goods, right, to party B. Now what they will do is they will make the invoice stating that they have sent 1000 quantity of class A product, which is the highest quality product, and according to it they will make the invoice. But they have not sent the high quality product, they have sent some bad quality product in that. So what happens, they are charging for that quality or quantity, but actually they are not sending anything. Here what happens, party A is getting the money for the high quality, but the material is very low quality. So this is how misinterpretation of quality or quantity. So you can stop the slide and look into the stop the video and look into the slide. It's all written here. So I just kind of given you a gist. So next is falsifying shipping documents. So basically these international trades, they happen through ships or sea route. So what happens is many times criminal organizations or criminals, they create fake shipping documents or misinterpret the origin and destination of the goods in the shipping documents. Say like from here to say from country A to country B it needs to go, but they have made the documents fake that the shipping has already reached, or say they have faked the letter of credit or those kind of documents that is associated with that trade. And also sometimes they do what is like they will make false documents where ship from country A should reach to country B. However, they will make some changes in the documentation and ship from country A reaches country C. So basically what happens is like it should reach B, but it is reaching C, and goods are sold in market C. So this is also how this falsifying of shipping documents, everything are done. So also there is one term, pause the video and note it down. This is known as phantom shipping. So what is phantom shipping or phantom shipments is where goods are reported as shipped but never actually moved. So you have made a document that you have shipped 100 units of a quantity to person B. However, there is no such real transaction. It is all a phantom transaction. So remember, this also happens in this kind of TBML. So next is trade mispricing. So this technique basically involves coordinating with collaborators in different countries to manipulate prices, right? So what happens is like goods might be sold at a very inflated price in one country. Say for example, uh, say in country A, say plywood is sold at like very inflated price, 10 times the price in your place. But in a country B, that same plywood is sold at a very reduced price. So what happens is due to this change in price difference, they will go ahead and sell this plywood in high markets, but you are procuring the goods from the low market, right? So what happens is you are taking the advantage of this arbitrage. So trade mispricing, round tripping, this is also one of the methods in which TBML is conducted. So this involves the movement of funds through multiple transactions across different jurisdictions. So complex web of transactions are done, like say from point A to point B, trade happen, then from point B to point C again trade happen, from the point C again multiple small trades happen to point D, then from point D one consolidated trade happened to point E, and then from point E again multiple trades came into point A. So there is a complex layer of trades that is going on. So there are multiple documents involved in that trade. So what happens is this is done to like go ahead and uh, confuse the authorities. Like whenever you are checking this documents and everything, you will get confused because of the hundreds and hundreds of documents related to that single trade, and it's sometimes become difficult to trace it to the source. So this is how round tripping is done, where round and round it goes on. Now, some of the red flags. What are red flags is like cautious activities, or you should be cautious whenever you see these kinds of things. So these are few of the things that we see day in and day out. And what are the red flags? So unusual price disparities. So there is very high disparity between prices, like say same kind of good is sold at $1, $10, $50, $100, $1 billion. So this is unusual price disparity. High risk goods or industries, say guns, like precious metals, these are very high value. So say 1 kilo of diamond may cost you millions of dollars, but 1 kilo of cotton won't cost you. So there is, like, again, this is kind of where high value goods are declared, or and then you need to check properly, right, whether this goods is real or not. Say, we already talked about round trip transactions where you see multiple documents, multiple invoices. Then you get cautious that yeah, this may be related to trade with money laundering. Then unusual trade routes or destinations, as I told you, like say from point country A to country B, they have followed always one trade route. However, you see that for certain transactions, the ship or the train or the whatever, the truck, whatever involved, it goes through point C, D, E, F, then again comes to B. So this is very unusual. 90% of the traffic is moving through one source, but for some transaction it is going through any point. So you need to be very cautious in those points. Next is payment anomalies. So payment methods are very inconsistent. Say like once they have paid by LC, letter of credit, once they have paid in cash, once they have paid via a bank loan, once they have paid via goods exchange. So this shows that there is a inconsistency, and whatever way the parties can trade or can get the money or goods gone, they are doing it. So we need to be very, very cautious. Shipping documents discrepancies, we already talked about it. Use of shell companies or fronts. So basically, these happens. So whenever you see there are many shell companies involved, or say there is no relation of a company to another, and it is not actual company but on papers, but they are doing trade. So you need to be very cautious. Like, why do they need goods if they are not physically present, right? So you need to be kind of uh, in the aware that this might be related to trade-based money laundering. Again, complex trade structure. I told you, like, if from point A to point B it goes to multiple points, then it is a very complex trade structure. So these are also red flags. Now let's move to some of the interview questions. So what is trade-based money laundering? general question that is asked. What are the common methods used in TBML? So you can list out any of the examples that we already discussed. So how does TBML differ from other forms of money laundering? So at the starting of the video, we already talked about this point, how TBML is different from kind of other forms of money laundering. Now, what are the some of the red flags that may indicate TBML activities are been carried out? So we already saw these red flags that when we should be wary that it might be related to TBML. Now, how can financing institutions detect and prevent TBML? So this is one of the very generic questions or most common questions that is asked whenever you are appearing for an interview, because if you have experience in TBML, then definitely will go ahead and answer. But for someone who is a fresher, what they need to focus is basically like tools like due diligence, then proper your use of your kind of technology where they analyze trades, then transaction monitoring. So these kind of things come into this question. Now, can you describe a real world case study or example of TBML? We have multiple examples or case studies related to TBML. One such kind of you can say is like there was one company, I won't name it, company X, who sells who sells clothes, basically shirts. And then what happened was there was an invoice, or there was there some shirts, 4 or 5 pieces of shirts that was sold for say $200 or $300, where those shirts were hardly of $5 to $10. So here you can understand that over invoicing was done. So these are few of the real examples where you can correlate with the type of TBML, and then you can go ahead and tell this. So, and these are few of the interview questions that were asked recently, and I could grab hold of this. Do comment down if you want me to go ahead and explain you all the questions one by one, and if you want to know anything more about trade-based money laundering. This is a quick lecture, a short lecture on TBML. So that's it for today, folks, and a very big thank you to all of you. This could not have happened without your support and love. We have crossed 700 subscribers, and thank you so much. I never thought I'll cross 700 subscribers, but your support and love is growing. So please keep on subscribing, and this really helps me to make more videos for you. And please comment down whatever you want to learn or whatever you want to see in the anti-money laundering series. So bye for today. Take care. Thank you.